So I have this new kit in my shop. It's a Valentine's kit with cards, Valentine's cards that you can also make into a journal. And these are the cards. Comes with little envelopes. And the cards have pockets and tags. And there's a whole bunch of different designs that you can choose from. And you can also take these cards and make them into a journal. And here's the journal. I have little papers included in the kit that you can include. This one I actually added some of my coffee stained papers that I made. But these papers are in the kit. And these papers are in the kit. But you can take the cards and you can make them into the journal. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you the very easy way to assemble these cards. And then also I'm going to show you how to bind this journal. And the binding gets a little messy, but trust the process because it turns out great. And it's the easiest way that I have found to bind a junk journal, and it's not super precise. You don't have to line everything up perfectly and make the holes perfectly. And I'm not a precise kind of gal, so that's what works for me. So let's get started. So we're going to start with putting these pages together, and it's super easy to do. You just take whatever 2 pages you want to be the pattern for your page, and you put them together like that. And then you take one of these flaps and decide where you want it to go. So if you want the page to fold like this and you want this to be on the inside like that, then you just fold it like this. And you can have it go, you can have it open like this and have this flap open like this, or you can do it on this side, or you could do it on the front, however you want to do it. So you just fold. I like to score this. I print this all on 110-pound cardstock because I like it to be nice and thick. So I score this right here at the corners there. Just makes it a lot easier to fold because it's such a little fold. So you decide where you want it, and then if you're just going to use this for a card by itself and you want some kind of a closure, now would be the time to do that if you're going to like use a little string or something. So I'll show you how to do that. I'm just going to use this embroidery thread. And I'm going to have this card open up like this. So this is going to be the front. So I'm just going to put a tiny little hole right here. And I'm going to put my embroidery thread in. Let's see if I can get this through this tiny hole. And then make sure one side is longer than the other side because one of these is going to wrap around and tie, which I'll show you when it's done. So you can just leave that like that. Okay. So this is how it's going to open. And I'm going to have this fold over like this. So position that how you want it. Make sure it's right at the edge, at the end of the, it's nice and tight. And then glue that in. Okay, so that's going to be like that. And then you're just going to fold this over. And give it a good crease. And then you're going to glue this piece. And then turn it over and glue this piece. So there you have your card, and then you can just add all of your pockets. And then to close it, one of these is longer, so let's separate these. The one that's longer will go around, and then you can just tie it in a little bow to keep it closed. Because it's going to be kind of thick once you get all of your pockets and your stuff in there. So it would be nice to have something that keeps it closed. And then if this is just going to be like a Valentine's card, I have envelopes to go with them. And envelopes are pretty simple. I score it just on this square. And then fold everything in. And then just glue these. And if you want to print this on the back of something pretty, you can print one of the pattern pages on the back, or use a piece of, you can print the envelope on the back of a piece of scrapbook paper or something with a pattern on it, so that when you open it up, you've got a pattern on the inside. So you just glue this together. Like that. And you have your envelope. That your card can fit into. Like that. So here I'm just cutting the extra pages. I use some coffee dyed papers that I have, and I have a page template in the kit that I just printed out on the papers that I already had, and I cut them out so they're all the right size to fit in the journal. And then there are also some pages in the kit that have like invoices and lines and stuff like that on there. So I'm just cutting out all these pages here. So I have tried all of the methods for binding my journals, and I feel like this is the easiest way I have found to do it. I haven't seen anyone else do it this way before, but I'm sure someone has. And the reason I like this way is because you don't have to be super precise. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at lining everything up perfectly, and with this method you don't have to. So, and you're just using regular tools. You don't have to go buy a bookbinding kit or special tools for this. So in this kit, I have a little cover template page. So I just cut some cardboard to match the cover template, 2 pieces. And make sure when you print this at the same size that you printed the rest of the pages in your journal. So I print at 97%, and so I printed this at 97% also. So you've got your 2 covers, and then the spine, I don't have a template for that because how wide your spine is going to depend on how many pages you have in your journal. So I've taken all of the little cards that I want to put in here, and I've also printed out some of the little pages that I have in the kit that are just cute little pages. And then I've also included just some coffee dyed paper that I had. And so some of these I'm putting on the inside of these cards, and then I have some signatures with just the papers, and I even took some of the little scraps, so I have little half papers in here. So 1, 2, 3, let me put some more pages in here. Put some pages in here. 3, 4, 5. I have 6 signatures for this little book. Okay, so get yourself a piece of fabric. It should be a nice sturdy piece of fabric, cotton that's not stretchy, kind of thick. This is quilting fabric that I have, like just some like calico, I think, quilting fabric. And I cut it so it's just a little bit shorter than the journal, like that. And then I'm also using, this is just embroidery thread, and I waxed it. You don't have to wax it, but I waxed it with nothing fancy. I waxed it with a tea candle. So I just, this is like half an embroidery. I pulled it apart, so this has 3 strands. And I just pulled it through a tea candle. You don't have to do that, but it just kind of helps to pull the thread through your paper. And this is a bookbinding needle, but really it's an embroidery needle, same thing. So if you have one of those, you could also use just regular thread. You don't have to use embroidery thread. If you use regular thread, I would double it or maybe triple it. Okay, I also have an awl, but you don't have to use this, and you could use just an embroidery needle. It just helps you get your holes right, so you're not popping through the paper and making a bunch of holes. So to start, just gonna thread my needle. The wax kind of holds it together and makes it easier to thread. Okay. I'm going to put my signatures how I want them Let me make sure they're all like facing the right way and none of them are upside down. Okay, so I'm putting them like this, and this is how I'm going to pull them off. Okay, so you take your first signature and just make sure everything is centered how you want it to be. And then lay out your fabric so it's in the center. And then paper clip it together. Or if you had like a binder clip, that would probably even be better. But I don't, so I'm paper clipping. This just keeps everything tidy. That's good. So now I'm just gonna stitch this like this. I'm gonna use this to put holes where I want them. To me, it does not matter if the holes are exactly the same on all of these. Nobody's gonna look through your journal and say that your binding holes aren't exactly even. So I'm just gonna do 4 on this one. And you don't have to do this, but if you don't do it, you might not come up exactly in the, it's kind of just a guide. So I start from the back, and I'm gonna start in the middle because I don't want my threads hanging out when I bind this, when I cover it. Start in the back, leave a little tail there. And then go to the next one. And the next one. Let's see if I could see where that hole is. There it is. And then come back. Up through that hole again. And through this hole. And then I'm going to go through this hole again. Make sure everything is pulled tight, but you know, you don't want to like squinch it. So then I'm just going to go around that thread and back through the hole. And then cut your thread and tie a knot. Like that. Okay, so that's your first signature. Now, let me make sure I am, oh, you see I'm upside down. Okay, so So that's right side up. Now you take your next signature and just put it right there where you want it to go. Put it right. Like that. Let's pull it out just a tiny bit. Paper clip it. And I'm just going to leave this paper clip on here. Okay. I'm re-poke my holes. Make them kind of big so I can see the holes on the other side. Okay, there. I'm going to start right there. And leave a little tail. Oh, I got it right through the thread. Boo. Okay, let me just see if I pull it. Yeah, that'll be okay. Through there. Okay. Make sure everything is tight. Looks good, looks good. And tie it in a knot. And then just continue to do that with the rest of your signatures. This one already had holes in it because I was going to add it to another one. So it's only got 3, so that's what I'm going to go with. Okay, so look, this isn't pretty on the back, but you're not going to see that. So there you have it. That's your bound book. This actually works better if you have even a thicker fabric, like canvas would work probably better. But I don't have canvas, so this is what I used. Okay, so there's that. So now we're going to measure the length of this. And then I'm going to measure our spine. I'm going to put it right on the edge. And just mark how thick our spine is. And there's our spine. So now we have this cover. You could use the paper that I have included in the kit, or you could use fabric or any kind of paper that you like. This, I've got this middle thing that you can kind of see through. So that's where this is going to go. I am using this neutral pH adhesive by Line Co. I think it's called. I got it on Amazon. That's what I'm using to put this on. And I'm going to just put a piece of paper down. So I also have this handy dandy little tool. You don't need this tool. You can just eyeball it. have this totally not necessary. Just cut off the edges, but okay. Okay, so there's that, and now I'm going to cut this fabric so it's like, I don't know, about that wide. Then make sure I am facing the correct way. And then this is going to get glued into here. You could put, when I'm done, I think I'm going to put something on here, just because this is just paper. It's not very thick, and I want to reinforce that. So maybe put a little piece of fabric on the back of there when I'm done. So I'm going to put some glue and here, but also just to reinforce these stitches. I'm going to put some glue just along these stitches. See, it doesn't matter if it looks ugly from this part because, look, it's ugly, but you're not going to see it. Okay, just make sure you don't have all your little threads are kind of tucked in. And then line it right up to the middle. Middle, and hold it in there. I think that's good. Hopefully it's straight. And then we're going to glue put some glue right in there. And let me protect my signature there. Just press it down. Into that gap, and then on your page, and I would leave this up. Don't fold it down yet. And now I'm just going to let this dry like this. I'm going to let that sit there and dry. Okay, this is dry, I think. There, see? Closes perfectly. And then we're going to put a little, some backing on here. Just going to glue that in. Ugh, you gotta be fast. Okay, well, it's a little crooked, but it's in there now. I don't like the placement of that. Let me just maybe... get these edges. All right, well, I don't like the placement of that. This is a lesson that this glue dries very fast. So, determine your placement ahead of time. Also, I think if you put more glue on there, it doesn't dry as fast and you have a little bit more time to place it how you want it. Okay. And I did it upside down. Oh my God, I put the I put the cover on upside down. Well, cover's on upside down. Don't do that. Don't put the cover on upside down like I did. But that's okay. All right, so it's annoying. I also realized that I haven't painted my thumbnails. Realized that after my video was almost done. I'm gonna put a little fabric on here. Just to strengthen this spine a little bit. I'm gonna use this fabric. There. This would be perfect if the cover wasn't upside down, but that's okay. So there it is. I like this especially when your signatures aren't all the same size, or like some of these are really thick because I use cardstock, and then these are just regular paper. So I like this method for this especially. But see, it looks tidy. Looks neat and tidy. It's bound in there nice. It closes good. And that's my method. I don't know if it's a real method or not, but it's mine. And if you try it, let me know if it worked for you. And subscribe to my channel for more junk journal stuff. I hope you like this video. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought. Bye, everybody.